once you logged in, you will see this type of user interface. Okay, so this is a cafm user interface where you can see all the menu options are in left side, whereas in grid window is at right side. Okay, so first we will go through ppm tasks. First we will go to task grid. I will introduce how the task grid will reflect in your account and like that. So basically I have logged in my account. This is administrator account. So where you can see there are multiple options over here, but in your account your role will be venue engineer or like that. So you might not see that many options in your account. Okay, so now how to access the task grid? So for that you have to click on the task management, and then you have to click on the task. In the right side you can see this is a task grid. Task grid means what? Whatever tasks, cm task or ppm task, whatever task assigned to your account, that means you have related to your account, that means your site or your project, related to that project, whatever the tasks raised, it will be shown in this task grid, cm task or ppm task. This is called as task grid. Okay, so now we will see how to filter the required tasks. Okay, so you can see in the task grid there are different columns like task ID, name, building sequence, description, task. So this is I have customized my task grid as per my requirement. Okay, so task grid it will show in the different columns. Okay, so now every system will give a unique ID for each task, that is called as task ID. That means whenever there is if you created any task, system will give an unique id to that task, and that is called as task id. Then this is a building name, that means which venue name where this task has been raised. Likewise, this is a description of that instruction or checklist. Then in type you can see there are different types of tasks. Basically you will I mean you will require only two types of tasks, ppm tasks and breakdown tasks. Whereas in ppm task is created by the system itself as per the ppm cycle. However, breakdown, that means cm task will be raised by you or site team as per the requirement. Okay, then a reported date means when this task is reported. Okay, so frequency for ppm task there will be always have an frequency. Suppose some ppms has been carried out monthly, some ppm task has been carried out two monthly, some ppms carried out quarterly, so that is called as frequency. Contract, that means who will carry which contract will carry out that task, that is contract. So in this way the columns are there. So you suppose you have to filter the particular task. Suppose you have to find out the uh, ladies club task or electrical. Okay, so how you will find out? In the building name you will put the as a type as a ladies club. Okay, after that you want to find out the electrical task, right? So in the system description you will type as a electrical. Okay, so these are the electrical tasks in ladies club building. Now you want to find out the ppm task for September month. Okay, so you will go in the task type, and you will select as a ppm task. Now you have to find out the task in September month, right? So in reported date, you have to find out, apply the filter from 1st September to 30 September. So you can see these are the electrical tasks in electrical ppm tasks in ladies club for the September month. In this way, you can filter it out the required ppm task. If you want to check the checklist of this task, then you can just click on this button, job card. Okay, so it will show checkpoints for this task. Whatever the checkpoints are there, you can just find out. Okay, so this is the way you can filter out the required tasks as per your work or as per your activity. Is there any questions in this? How to go in task grid and how to filter the required task from task grid? Okay, so we'll go further. Now we'll see how to customize this task grid. Okay, so there are around 20 columns in this grid. You can see task ID, name, building sequence, description, task created by. So this building sequence and all this, that is not required for you, right? So how you will remove it? I will. So in the right bottom most corner, you can see there are different symbols. Okay. First is export to CSV. That means we can export this grid in Excel. So I will just show you. I will click on this, and you can see this all 21 tasks has been exported to the Excel sheet. Okay. So you can see there are 21 tasks that has been exported to CSV file, Excel file. This is a print button where you can print out this page. Third is default column. If you want to set for your grid, you can set it from here. And on the fourth icon, you can find out the personalize button. Okay, so that means you can filter, you can customize your task grid. So suppose in this task grid, I want to remove this last ppm column. Okay, so how I will do it? So I will just click on the personalize button, and I will find out the column that is in ppm column, right? And that is in the last. So I will just click on the that column, and I will just click on the remove button. Once I click on it, I will just save it. Now you can see the last column is not there. I have removed it. Okay, so in this way you can remove the column which is not required in your grid. Now how you will add it? So first, uh, there is one column like site name. This is building name. Okay, second one is, but site name is not there in your grid. So how you will add it? So I will show you. You have to find out from this list. You can just click on this, and here you will find out all the columns, available columns, and from this whichever is required, you can just add it. So I need this site name, so I will click on the building. I will click on the site. Okay, and I will just click on the add button. Okay, you can see in the last building site has been added. Okay, so if you want to move this column to first or any other locations, that means I will show you. Now you can see in the last column, the site name has been added. So if you want to move this column to at I mean at different location, like it should be first column or it should be second column, then you just again you need to click on this. You have to click the column name, and these are four navigation buttons. You have to use that. Suppose this is move to top button. That means if I click on this, then this column will be at first place. That is move to top. That means instead of task ID, it will show as first column will be site name, and this is and all other columns will be moved downwards like that. This is move to bottom. That means any column you have selected and you clicked on this move to top bottom button, that means your column will be moved at the last day at last. Okay, and if you want to move your column by one position, then you can use these two buttons, move one by one. Suppose you want to move up by one position, then you can just click on the move to up. And you if you want to move um, by one place, move down by one place, then you can click on this. And whatever changes you made, you then again you have to just click on the save button. Otherwise, it will not be saved. So this is the I want it at suppose I want this at second position. So I will just click on the move to top, and then I will move down by one position. Now it is at second position, and I will just save it. Now site building site you will see at second place. So you can see site has been moved at second place. So this way you can customize the task grid. Understood how to customize your task grid? Is there any question related to this? Yeah. So we'll move forward. How to close the PPM task. Okay. So PPM tasks are generally created as per the PPM cycle by system. It is issued by system, and it is, I mean, it is set in the system as per the BOQ and as per the agreement with the contractor. Okay. Uh, So as we previously filtered out the all the ladies club tasks, I will show you how. Now suppose you are a electrical engineer and you have to close the PPM task for the September month. How you will do it? Okay. So you first filter it out the electrical task in ladies club, right? Okay. So these are electrical task in ladies club. Okay. So once the task has been raised by the system, contractor will get notification regarding this task has been raised. So once the task has been raised, what they will do? They will just they will just download the they will just download the checklist first, and then they will carry out the PPM task. Okay. So how they will download it? They will click on the job card button. Once they download these job cards, then they will perform the PPM at site. Okay. Once they performed, they will upload the field checklist in that task. How they will do it, I will show you. So this is the task which has been completed by the contractor. Okay. So once they perform the PPM, they will upload the documents related to it. Okay. So these are the documents they have uploaded to the particular task. So this is the field checklist they have uploaded for this PPM task. You can see. Okay. So you have to review it. How you will review it? You will go in the documents. You will click on the which doc. If you want to see the first documents, you have to click on it, and then this is a display button. Okay. So you have to click on that. Once you clicked on it, you can view it. Okay. So how to upload any documents in the task in the cafm task? So once you clicked on the documents, this window will open. Then if you want to upload any documents, you just need to click on the blank page sign. Okay. So wait a minute. So once you clicked on the documents button, and then to upload any documents, you have to click on the this sign, new page sign, that is create a new entity. Once you clicked on it, so always remember in cafm, whatever the fields are in yellow, that means that are the mandatory fields. You have to fill that. Otherwise, system will not create any changes in the system. So you have to fill this document reference, whatever reference name you have to just fill it over here. Suppose I will put it as a ppm checklist, and then in the repository for any task you have to select default. Always remember, if it is related to task, then you have to select repository as a default one, and then you have to click on the browse button, and if that file is in your system, you can just upload from that system. Okay, and then save. In this way you can just upload any documents to the particular task. Okay, now the workflow is like that. For ppm task, first ppm will be generated by issued by planning team, and or automatically by system. Then it will be notified to contractor that ppm task has been raised. Then they will perform the ppm, they will attach related documents to it. Once they upload the documents, they will change loc as completed. First, when the task has been raised by issued by the system, then you can see loc as raised. But once vendor will perform the ppm and complete the required documentation against that task, then they will change the loc as completed. Okay, so now when engineer or site team has to complete that task, has to close the ppm task. So first you have to check the ppm task carried out at site location. If they have performed correctly, then you will review the documents against it. Okay, so once you review and once everything is okay, if you find everything is okay, then what you will do, you will change the LOC as completed by VE. That means task has been completed and closed by reviewed by the venue engineer, and it is closed, and the contractor can proceed for the invoicing part. Okay, so this way you can just close the ppm task. Also, this is a radio button. Okay, where there are some step questions in this format, so you can just fill out, so that for a reference purpose in future, if anyone want to see what happened, so they can just go through it. Okay, this is the radio button. You can just click on this question mark symbol, where there are some step questions against that task. You have to answer. You answer according to the ppm performed. Got it? So I will show you one. So this is task which has been completed by V. Okay, so you can see status is complete. That means this task has been closed. Okay, however, whereas in the task has been completed but not reviewed by the venue engineer, the status will shown as assigned. That means task has been still needs an review by venue engineer. Okay, once we will review that, status will be changed automatically to complete. Got it? Now we will see how to cancel or reschedule the ppm task. So there might be chances in your side that some ppm tasks you cannot carry out because of some challenges. Like there might be some challenges like that the system is in maintenance, like the ppm has been created for particular asset that is already in cm, breakdown maintenance, so you cannot carry that ppm task, right? So you will have to reschedule it, or you have to cancel it, right? So how you will do it? So suppose this is a exterior lighting task, okay, ppm task, but there is some access in a hypothetical condition, there is some access issue to perform this ppm, then this is a monthly task, so you cannot reschedule it because in next month there will be again some new ppm task for this asset, so you cannot carry out two tasks, two monthly ppms in a in that month, right? So you have to cancel this task. So you need to change the loc as cancelled, okay, and in the notes you have to put clear remarks that is stating the reason for cancellation, okay. Suppose you have to mention clearly that asset is having access, uh, cannot access the asset location due to ongoing renovation work. Suppose there is some renovation work going on and due to that you cannot access that location. You have to put clear and valid remarks so that client will see it and then he will approve for this cancellation. Okay. So you have to put all the remarks in notes column. Okay. Notes field. And once it's done, you have to just save. Okay. So in this way you can cancel it. Okay. S- Suppose there is a quarterly task. Okay. So that means after September, the task will raised in December, right? So in this month, there is an issue with the access. So you can just reschedule it to next month, right? Because it's a quarterly task. So you instead of September, you can do it in October. So how you will reschedule the task? You just need to change the LOC as rescheduled, only rescheduled, and then you have to put again notes in notes field that remark that is due to access issue ppm has been rescheduled to next month due to ongoing renovation work, like that. Understood? So this way you can reschedule or cancel the ppm task. So we have covered the how to close ppm task and how to cancel and reschedule it. Is there any questions in this topic? Okay, so we'll move forward. If you have any questions, you can ask at if you don't have mic, you can ask in the chat window. Okay. Now we will move to how to create a CM task and how to close it. Okay. So CM task will be created as per your requirement. There is some breakdown in your on your site, and then you will create the CM task. I will show you. So, so, so I will explain the workflow of CM task, how it will process. Okay. So CM task will be created by you. That means site team, as per your site requirement. If there is any breakdown, you need to repair it. You will raise the task. Okay. So there are again three parts in CM task that you can raise a quotation. That means any activity you want to uh, carry out by vendor. then you will raise quotation to particular contractor. Okay, otherwise there is uh, only some materials only you need from the warehouse, our warehouse, then you can raise a stock material from the this CM task. So that is stock part, and the third is SOR. So in a contract there is some activity already defined with the cost, so that is called as scheduled operates. So you can just raise a SOR through CM task. Okay, so workflow will be like this. Once you created the task, CM task, then once you request the quotation, suppose you requested a quotation from vendor. Okay, once you requested the quotation from vendor, vendor will submit that quotation. Okay, then it will be verified by our site team, that venue engineer, whoever is the venue engineer for that location, he will review it. Once he approved, it will go to the senior manager related to that building. Once he approved, it will go to the commercial department, because this is a quotation. There will be so it will go to commercial. After that, it will go for the further approval process to client. And once it is approved from client level, then task will be assigned to contractor. Then again contractor will complete the task, and then he will complete the related documentation to it. Again, when engineer need to review that task, and they have to close it. This is the workflow for quotation. For stocks, the workflow will be same, only commercial department will not be there, because for stock and SOR the cost is already predefined, so commercial teams intervention is not required. This is the workflow for CM task. Now we will see how to create the CM task. Okay, to filter out the CM task, it is the same, only instead of PPM task you just need to select the breakdown task. Okay, there is nothing different in the filtering the task as per the requirement. Only instead of PPM task you have to select the breakdown task. Okay, so now we will create a new CM task. So as I explained earlier, the yellow fields are mandatory one. Okay, yellow fields are mandatory one, while as gray fields are optional. If you want to give more reference to that task, particular task, you can fill it. But without filling these yellow fields, you cannot create a new task. Reporter, I will put my name here. Reporter, who is the reporter? That name will appear here. Building. Area center location. If you want to give a more specific details, you can give it, but location is optional, so I will not enter it. Now, what is a priority? So priority, this field will define the due date for this task. That means, suppose due date means turnaround time. In that period, you have to close this task. Otherwise, it will come under missed TCD. That means we have missed the target date. We have not completed the task within predefined timeline. So always remember, priority you have to select as per the site requirement. How critical the task it is, based on that you have to select the priority. So basically all the priorities having a turnaround time is 7 days, and only critical priority will have the 3 days timeline. Okay, so I will select the urgent one. Mostly you will select this urgent or critical, both priorities. Okay, so now I will select the urgent priority. Then again you have to just just Select the contract, which contract will carry out this activity. So Integra, okay, I have selected the Integra. Here you need to mention the related issue problem description in here. So whatever the breakdown happened, you want to rectify it, you have to mention it here. I will mention here as a test so that I can just find out and I can cancel this task later. Again, in the description, you want to give more details about it here. Okay. Now department, that means which under which project it will come. There are three projects, right? Aspire, Supreme Committee, Mox. So you have to select one that Aspire projects. Okay. Now category, under which department or under which category this task will fall, you have to select that one. Right now it will fall under SCADA. Once you selected all this, you have to select the cost center. So you will know that cost center how it should be. Some tasks are for FIFA that time. So whatever cost center related to that task, you have to select that one. Mostly it will be Mosana MFMS. Cost code, it will be corrective maintenance. Now, even though uh, yeah, so for Supreme Committee, there are some changes like right now the uh, Supreme Committee is not there, so maybe you have to select the MOX over here, MOX project. Only that changes, this recent changes, but otherwise all the procedure is same. Okay. Now, even though code is in gray field, still you have to select that. Without asset code, this task will not process it. It's a mandatory field, asset code. So related asset code, you have to find out. So suppose I want to, you can use wild search option over here by pressing asterisk or star. You can just find out the uh, related assets. I will explain the what is wild search option. I will explain after this. Okay. So I needed this. Suppose there is problem with this HMI station. Okay. I will select that asset. Now everything has been selected. Then I will just save it. So you can see automatically system has given the unique code to that particular task. For reference purpose, you can just use it. Okay. So this way we have created the same task. So in between, I will just explain you what is the uh, wild search option over here. Okay. So right now, to filter any task, we are just typing the correct name or like that. Okay. So suppose sometimes you don't know the correct reference name, but you know the particular text string. Like right now, I have created the task, right, but I don't know right task ID, but I know uh, the particular texting, like in the last it was 174. So I will find out from that text string? So I will just press star button, that means asterisk, and then I will press 174, and there, so you can see all the related tasks. 174 related, that is called as the wild search option. Okay. System is quite slow. Okay. So this was our task. Okay, right? We have created for the same way. Suppose I don't know the site name. So instead of any new energy center, I only know that there is something energy mentioned in that venue name. So I will just put star. Wherever the energy text string is in the venue name, system will display all these options. So this is our venue name. So in this way, you can use the wild search option. Okay. So this is our task. So I have now once you created the CM task, you can see LOC has created. Still, there is nothing has been progressed further. For any task, either you will need a material, either you will need the labor or repairing activity. Correct. So suppose for this task, I need repair and maintenance activity. So you have to raise a quotation for it. If you need any particular material, suppose I need only HMI module for this task. So I will and it is available in our warehouse. So I will raise the s- store this thing CM task for it. That is under MFS contract. Okay, store task. But right now I need some rectification activity, so I will raise a quotation. So we will see how to raise the quotation. So once I clicked on it in the task, you have to go into the issued code. Okay. So right now there is some problem going on in the quotation workflow. I will just show you how to create and issue the new code. But workflow of it, I will show the previous task. Okay, which already completed the approval stage. From that task, I will explain you. Okay. So in the issued code, you have to click on the new entity. That means you have to create a new code. So here you can see all the data from the task itself captured by the system. Now again, yellow fields are mandatory one, so you have to select the that one. So discipline under, I think it will come under SCADA. I will select SCADA. This particular category and all things will define the approval matrix for it. Okay. So once I have selected this discipline, I have to select the requested by. That means my name will come over it. And then I will save it. So we have just filled the all the required description, that whichever location is what, and then building is building name and contract and all this. But still we have not added the part, I mean the specific material or specific activity. Okay, so how you will add it? By adding the item. Here you can see the plus sign over here, so you have to click on that. But before adding the item, you must know the part code related to that activity, right? Without that you will not able to add any items related to this quotation. So how we will find out the part code for particular activities? So for that, you have to go in modules. Once you clicked on modules, you have to click on store button. Okay, so in this store modules, the first one is store, where you will find out all the stock references. That means all the part codes will be available here. You can find out all the stocks over here. Okay, so I will click on the stores. Now here you can see all the store items over here. Okay, so currently we are raising one quotation from the contractor side. Okay, we are requesting either activity or material from the contractor. That means here there are two types of store models, store parts available here. One is the real part code. That means the material which are available at our warehouses. Okay, that are real part codes. Then there are some dummy part codes created, that is for only quotation reference purposes. That means that parts are not available at our warehouses, but it is created so that we can request the quotation from contractor, because without adding the part code we cannot create the quote, or we cannot proceed with the quote. That's why the dummy part code are created. So what is the difference between real part codes and dummy part codes? So these are all, you can see the part codes are alphanumeric numbers, but in case of dummy part code there will be always suffix added, double x suffix added in the last. That means whatever part codes are ending with the double x, that means these are dummy part codes created for the requesting quotations. So I have to request the quotation, so I will just put star access. So you can see this part code are dummy part codes which are created for the quotation purpose. Now I have to find out the particular part code related to SCADA, that are we are looking that HMI or like that model, right? So as you are, I mean, you are going to raise that activity, technical details into it, that part name or like that. So suppose it is related to SCADA, first you have to filter it out from category. So we, under which category it will come? It will come under SCADA. So I will select SCADA. If it is in civil, electrical or like that, you have to filter it based on that. Right now it is SCADA. So I will just, so these are all the part codes related to SCADA. So you have to find out. Suppose there might be a case where you cannot find out the related part code here, and you, because of that you cannot create request the quotation from contractor. In that case you have to request to store team, that is Hilario is a store manager. So you have to send an email to Hilario that we have to request this part from the contractor, and part code is not available in this store models. So you have to request them to add it, then they will add it. Okay, so right now I need some. So right now I need this media converter, so I will just click on it. I will just copy this part code. Okay, this is 0 because these are dummy part codes. Okay, so this stock level means, suppose there are some real parts, suppose material. So suppose this is the part code, this is the part we are looking at it. This is the real part code which are available in storehouse, and we want to request it from stores. That stock level means only one item is available right now with this spare warehouses, Aljono spare. That means this is available with the Aljono spares. You will be visible part codes or parts related to your project or your location. Okay, warehouses. So suppose you are working in Aspire, so you will not be able to view these parts because it is available in the Aljonosphere. Okay, so stock level means availability. Got it? Now we got our part codes and we have to add that part code in our quotation, right? So again, again I will go to that particular task we have raised. Again, I will go to issued quote, and then I will just add the part code. In tax rate, you have to avoid the meaning of this tax rate. This is created, this field is created to put the part code. Okay. So once you added the part code and the required numbers, then you just need to save it. Now once you added it, here you can see description has reflected over here. So you have to wait for some time until and unless this description has should be appeared in this field. Once it is added, then you have to add the related contractor and you have to request. You have to put the request against that contractor. So once you added the part code, you have to click on the requested code and then you have to click on the new entity. Now you can see. So this is a mirror copy of this issued code. So all the data from the issued code, it will be captured by the system automatically. Once you created the requested code, you have to go in supplier code. Okay. And you have to assign the supplier. So this button is for assignment. So you have to assign the supplier for this requested code. So as per the concerned contractor, you have to just type it. So I am looking for the Integra. I will select one. This button is for assigning the contractor. Okay. And once you assign it, you just have to save it. Now you have to select this code and you just need to click on the request contractor from the supplier. Right now the status is active. Okay. Once you click on this, the LOC of this will be changed to quote raised. Previously it was created, now it is quote raised. Okay. Now in the issued quote again, you have requested this quote to contractor. Contractor will get notified that quotation has been requested from this site. Now what they will do, they will just find out this task and they will go into the issued quote. Okay. Under the supplier quote, they will add the value. Okay. First they will add the value, whatever value they are quoting for, they will add that value. Once they will add the value, they will attach the documents related to it. Suppose they are attaching the quotation. Sometimes they need to attach the three quotation from the three different OEMs. So they will attach it same way I have explained you earlier. They will put the document reference here like quotation one, quotation two, or like that. And in the repository, they will select as default one. Once they upload the document, they will just go and approve the quotation. Okay, from this button, they will approve it. Now you can see status is approved. That means this quotation is approved by the contractor, and then they will just submit this quotation. How they will submit it? Again, they will open the issued code. Issued code. Once they open the issued code, they will go in the events. They will click on events and they will create new event, that is quotation submitted, submission completed, and then they will close it. Now, well, as I mentioned to you, right now there is problem with the workflow. Once everything is okay, then system will generate new event with the final amount, and then that means the quotation has been processed to approval stage. I will show you one previous task so that you will understand. Okay, so now it's working, I think. Now you can see the cost has been appearing. That means quotation has system has created event with the cost. That means quotation is now in approval stage. Okay, so as I mentioned to you, it will first stage, it will go to the venue engineer for particular discipline or particular category, and then after he approves it, it will go to the SM for that particular location, and then it will move to the commercial. After that, it will go to the client level. Once it is approved from all the levels, the status will be approved and this LOC will be changed to assigned to contractor. The task LOC will be changed to assigned to contractor. That means quotation is approved and vendor has to carry out the task. Okay, understood. Now, one thing you have to remember always that once the quotation has submitted and it went to approval stage, you cannot upload the document. I mean, if you upload the documents in the approval stage, it will go back to first stage, that is at VE level. Okay, suppose you whatever documents you have to upload before the submitting quotation. Suppose right now quotation is at final stage, approval stage, and in between you upload any documents. Okay, so again system will create as a new event, that is quotation submitted, and then again this cycle will start from the initial stage, that means from the first stage. So again you have to wait until this quote is approved at the final stage. So always remember that you have to attach the documents before the submission. Okay, got it. Now I will show you one quote. Okay, so right now the LOC, we have created this task, right? So LOC is under review. That means currently it is under venue engineer's review. Once it is approved by venue engineer, it will under SM. That means right now it is under SM level. This way LOC will be changed, and once the quotation is approved, that means LOC will be changed to assigned to contractor. Okay, I will show you how it is. This awaiting SM approval, that means it is awaiting for manager's approval. Issued to contractor. Okay. So this is, I think, MFM style. That means this is a stock. Okay, they have requested stock. Okay, so this is a stock. This CM task. They have requested stock. Right now, what we have requested, that is quotation. Okay, so I will show you the how the you can see first quotation submitted. Okay, so after submission of quotation, then after submission of quotation, it is approved by SM senior manager, because this is a stock. Because of that, the commercial intervention is not required. So it went to directly to client. Then after client's approval, the quotation has been approved. Right now, it is in. You can see status is approved, quotation is approved, and then LOC has been changed to issued to contractor. Okay, so in this way you can add the quotation. Now we will see how to add the stocks or SOR. So this is the task where we have added the quotation. Now we'll see how to add the stock. Then for adding the stocks, you have to go in again in the stock module. Okay, stores. So suppose you know the store part code, then you can just copy it and paste in the go to stock issues written. If you don't know this part code, then you will find out first. Again, I will select as a SCADA. Okay, so you can see these are dummy part codes. This is double X. This is the part code available at warehouse, and suppose I need this humidity temperature transmitter, so I will just copy this and then I will go to the again I will go to store models. The first one is for the finding out the part codes. Second one to issue the stock in particular task, then you have to click on it. Okay. So in that stock issue, you have to create new entity and you have to just put the task ID. This is our task. Okay. So as per the task, all the related fields has been filled by system itself. Okay. So this is our contractor, whatever we have selected in the task, then cost center and the cost code is. Now you have to click on the save button. Okay. And then you have to click on the issue stock. Now you can find out the part code from here as well. You have to just select the related SCADA and you just put here star and you can find out. But right now I know the part code, so I will just paste it over here. Okay. And I will select and then I will save it. Okay. Sometimes if there is any mistake, you can just click on the stock return and you can remove the stocks. Okay. So now I have added the stocks to this task. Okay. Now I will go again. Tasks. This is our task. Okay. So you can, if you check in the stocks, there will be item already added over here, right? So once you add the stock item in the issued quote, in for quotation we are creating the requested quote and all these things. But for stocks and SOR, we don't need to. We just add the stocks and then you just need to submit the quotation. So I will just, this is already created something. I will submit it again. If the quotation is submitted already and again you have to submit it because of the some changes, so you have to delete it first. Okay. And then you can just find out the quotation submission completed event and then you have to save it. Now you can see this particular stock has been added already and final cost has been changed automatically. So right now there is quote is rejected due to there is some uh, conflict with the contract value. That means contract value is exceeding right now. So that's why this has been rejected. Suppose so total value is around 10,000 something and this value is not available in the contract. That's why this quote has been rejected. Okay. Still I will show you how it looks. Always remember, suppose you only need a material from the warehouses, then you will raise a task for the MFMS contract. That means you will select the MFMS contract. Okay. But if you need a material from warehouses and it should be installed by some contractor, then you have to select that contract name here. Okay. Understood? So for only material requests, you have to select the MFMS contract. And for any other activity by contractor, you have to select the other contract. Okay. So now This is, I think, store task. So you can see the stock has been added. Okay. Now in the events, there is no requested quote and all these things. Only you just need to, once you added the stocks from the store model, then you just need to submit it. So here you can see the quotation has been submitted, then quote total has been appearing over here, and then it went to approval stages. It is approved by venue engineer, then it is approved by SM, then it is approved by client. Here you can see client approved, then senior manager approved, and then as per level one, that means client. Okay, venue engineer, senior manager, and client. In in this way, you can add the stock. In the for adding the SOR, any SOR stock. So suppose if you want to add the SOR, then you will open the related task and then you will click on the SOR schedule operates here. In the left side menu, you can see the schedule operates. Once you click on it, you just need to click on the create entity, and then if the SOR has been added in the contract, if it is there in BOQ, then you just need to select from this list. Suppose again you can use wild search option here, and suppose you have to select that one, and then you just need to save and close. Again, once you add the SOR, you just need to submit the quotation from the issued quote. It will come automatically and it will move to approval stage. In this way only, it is same like stocks, only you need to click on through schedule operates, and then you need to create this one from here, and you from this list, SOR list, you can find out, or you can from the short description. Whatever details you have, based on that you can find out from this list. Got it? So now we understood how to add the stocks, how to add the SOR, and how to add the quotations. Okay. So suppose, as I mentioned to you, once the quotation is approved, then it is assigned to contractor, right? This, as I told you earlier, now once the quotation, once the task is issued to contractor, then contractor will complete the task. Okay, once they will complete the task, they will complete the all documentation part in it. Once they complete it, once they complete it, they will change LOC as work physically completed. Okay. Once they complete it, they will change LOC as work physically completed. Now, when engineer has to certify that task, that is, when engineer has to review it. Okay, they have completed the CM task, and then they have completed all the documentation related to it. Okay, so you can review the documentation like same as we have seen in PPM task. Okay, so once you find out everything is okay, the task performed at site, you have reviewed it and it is found okay, and the documentation is also everything is okay, then you will go in events, and you will add the, you can see, once everything is okay, once you reviewed it, you will add the event as final inspection fast. Okay, here you can see the final inspection fast event has been created. Okay, so once it is done, the LOC will be changed to final inspection fast, and the status will change as complete. Okay, so in this way you will close the CM task. Now suppose you want to apply the contractor's KPI. Suppose the task has not been performed in a defined timeline and you want to apply the KPI, then how you will add it? Sure. So suppose you want to apply the contractor's KPI, then again still you have to create the final inspection past event. You have to add the event final inspection past from this final inspection past, and you have to put whatever delay they have made. Suppose the task should be closed within before task should be closed before 10 September, but they have when they have finished on 13th. So you can apply 3 days. So you will mention in the financial value 3 over here, and then you will just put the comments whatever, and you will just save and close it. Once you complete the final inspection fast, you have to change the LOC as contractor's KPI. Okay, and in this way you can apply the contractor KPI. So in this way we have seen how to close the CM task and how to apply the contractor's KPI. Okay, now one part I have missed to tell you, missed to explain it. That is this user defined field. Okay, what it is. So suppose this has been done while creating the task itself, not after the creating the task is in approval stage. So while creating task, suppose there are chances like you cannot complete the task in 7 days. Suppose there are materials which needs to be exported from the other countries, or there is no stock available with the suppliers. So what you will do it, suppose there is a one task and due date for that, suppose for this task due date is suppose 7 days. So suppose so this task should be completed by 3rd of September, right? But contractor already told you that this is not available and all these things, and we cannot complete this task. So if you want to add a grace period for this due date, so you have to put the days in this user defined. So you if you want to put the user define you want to extend the due date by 7 days, then you have to put 7 over here. So you can select 100 till 100 days. You can add the extension for this due date. Okay, so I will show you. Okay, so now what happened? They have selected 7 days. So once this task quotation is approved, then after approving the quotation, this 7 days will be extension applicable to this due due by date. Suppose in the first case, user defined value is not put it here. So what, as per the system procedure, the due date will be 3rd of September. Okay, but here they have put the 7 days. Okay, so once the task is approved, on which date task is approved? So task is approved on 3rd of September. So from that time, you can see 7 days the due date has been extended. So 3rd September, it's around 8 p.m., right? So due by date is same like that after adding 7 days. So in this way, you can extend the task. Suppose even though under certain conditions, vendor is unable to complete the task within that due date, and there is a valid reason for it, then what you have to do, you have to take TCD extension. So for that, you have to take a client's approval for that. Once you have taken the client's approval, you have to send that task and that approval to extend the TCD to planning team. and then planning till will extend the TCD by as per the approval. Got it? So we have seen how to close the CM task and how to extend the TCD and how to apply the contractor's KPI. Is there any questions related to this PM task, PPM task, CM task, or is there anything that I need to repeat it? Clear, Karthik? Thank you. Okay. Okay. So now we will move to permit part. Okay. So last topic is how to raise a work permit. So how you will go in the work permit grid? Again, you have to go click on the task management. In that you can see submenus like all other submenus. In that you have to click on the work permits. All the things are same. You can customize this grid by clicking on this button. Whatever I explained for the task grid, same will be applicable to here. Okay. Again, there will be a permit number. Again, if you created any permits, then system will give a unique number to it, and then according to there are different columns over here, same like building name, the work permit class like that. So there are two types of permits, like first is permit and second is PTW. Permit are the internal permits, that is like removal permit, ACF permit, then daily isolation, daily event isolation, like that. These are permits. And PTW, which has been created by the contractor before carrying out any task, they need to submit the PTW. Okay, that is PTW, permit for work. This is internal permits that is required raised by the site team. Okay, so we will look only for the raising permits. Okay. Sorry, I got one call. So we'll go through permits. Okay. Now I have explained you this about this permit grid. Now we will create the new work permit. How you will create? Okay. Just give me before creating the permit, I will cancel the created task. Otherwise, contractor will be notified and they will be quite confusing. So I will just cancel the previous task. Now we will see how to create the removal permit. Okay. So for creating new permits, again, you have to click on the new entity. Okay, you can read here. There is a blank page symbol over here. You have to click on that, open dialog to create a new entity. So once I clicked on that, you will see this page. Then again, you have to fill yellow field because that are mandatory. Okay, so you have to mention here this email ID. This email ID is very important. Whatever the notifications they have to send, it will be on this email ID. Okay. Now I have selected this email, my email ID. Then you can just type it here manually as well. Okay. Now I have to create a permit for removal. So I will select the removal permit. Okay. Contract reference, whatever contract that has been the contract reference number you have to mention here. Every contract has his the it is having some reference number you have to mention here. So right now I want to add here is Mosanada. Okay. So I will click the Mosanada contract. Okay. Again, applicant title, whatever reference name you have to give it, you can give it here. You can see remove meet, whatever reference you want to give, so you can find out. You can give that one. Company. This is for which company? Suppose this removal permit is created if you are removing any asset from the site, then this removal permit has been created. So I will select any. I will select a related supplier, but I don't know right now, so I will select the local supplier one. And then again, yellow filters are mandatory. So resource, if you want to give any resource, particular resource which are available in the cafm, you can give it assigned to them, but it is not required. Now this yellow fields are mandatory, so you have to put the contractor safety officer's name over here. Right now for reference, I will put it myself. Okay. And then you have to put contractor name and contractor supervisor. This is safety officer. Here you have to put the contractor safety officer's name. Okay. So that an approach stage, they can verify and they can just contact the concerned person related to it. Okay. So once done, in this permit details, you have to mention the required uh, description related to the permit, that is reason for the creation of this permit. So suppose it should be clear based on this permit details, the approver will approve this work permit. Okay. Except I will put it as test, and then location, you have to select one location for it. Right now I will select hospital. Okay. Once it is done, you have to select the validity of permit, when to when it is applicable. So I will select. Now you can see permit has been generated and the unique permit number has been created by system. Now you have to go to the properties. Okay. For the renewal permit, always remember you have to select the responsible department for it, like a responsible person, like suppose it is electrical in, then you have to select if it is removal from building to building, or any internal movement is there, you can select internal. External is there, then you can select that. Based on this selection, the approval matrix will be defined. Okay. For the ACF form and the for removal permits, there will be one form associated with it. You have to fill that. So from properties, you can access that. So once you selected the properties, you have to go click on the assignment page. Once you find out the assignment page, you have to find out the removal permit. So once you added the removal permit form in this, so you just need to fill the details. Who is the collector of that asset, which department, and all these things fr- from, and all this you need to fill it. Okay. I will show you one removal format. See, this is the permit submitted by the revenue engineers. Okay. So this is a transfer of routers. That's why it is created. Now details, they this is the external movement, so they have selected the ELV external department. Okay. In the properties, you can see this removal permit form. So collector, they have mentioned the collector name. That means whoever is collector, then department, which department comes over here. It is removed from which building, that name is in there. Then the QID of that person, then reference name, and all other details you have to mention it over here. Once you uh, complete this form, you have to attach the documents related to it. So see, this photo report, they have been submitted, why it is replaced, and all this with the remarks and recommendation and all these things, and they have just attached over here. And once they have uploaded the documents, What they have done? They have submitted the event. Okay, submitted work permit. Now we have created this one, right? So we will create as, so we will fill this required details, and then in the documents I will upload the required documents, but right now I will show how to upload the documents, okay, only. So in this you have to select document reference, always select as a PDW. If you want to give any title, removal photo report, you can mention it in the reference, and in the repository always select PTW. For the for the task you have to select the default, and for the PTW and permits you have to select the repository as PTW. Once it is done, you have to browse the document and you have to save and close. Once everything is done, you have to go to events, and then you have to submit the work permit for approval. Once you submit the event, now you can see work system has created the event. That means work permit sent for approval. That means everything is okay and work permit is now in approval stage. Okay, so that means right now here it is, we can see the level. That means it is now at level 1. So in this way you can create the removal permit. Okay, I will just cancel this one or delete it because this we have created for reference purpose. So we have deleted the work permit, but whatever notification, once the permit is approved, suppose this permit is approved, then whatever email ID mentioned over here, the cafm will share the notification that work permit is approved, and I will show you. So once the work permit is approved, from this email cafm no reply, that they will send that work permit is approved, and they will share one work permit approval form. You can see this is ACF form we have created. In the same way, for this work permit, once this is approved, on this email ID notification will be shared that this permit is approved, and they can just follow. They can just uh, get this document, final work permit approval. Okay. Yeah, here this is also, you can also find out in this work permit form in this documents. Okay, in the same way you can just look into the ACF forms. So this is, I think, wrongly submitted the work permit. I am just showing you. Here you can see, even though work permit has been submitted, the there is a system created event that work permit sent for approval. There should be in last we have seen that event, right? Here it is not appearing. That means something wrong. Something wrong has been selected while creating this permit. So from this you can just verify what wrong they have done. Here in the repository they have selected as a default. That's why the work permit is not going for an approval stage. So here you can select as PW. Now once you submit, it will show as the event that is work permit sent for an approval. Okay. S- So this way you can just go through other permits as well, ACF forms, and just review it, and you can just find out for ACF thing, ACF form, how you will fill it in the properties. Once you fill the select the ACF form, then you can just fill for yes, you can type as a 1. For no, you can press as a 0. So here it is addition of new asset. That's why this form has been filled. I mean, this permit has been applied. So addition of new asset. That's why they have selected yes. So one they have pressed. If ppm has to be stopped and ASAP has been created for that to stop ppm, then you have to select 00 over here, and for stop ppm you have to select 1. And whatever details, if you can fill it in one line, then you can just modification of asset location or name. If you want to put it here, suppose there is only one asset over there, you can put it here directly. Okay, but if there is many assets, then you can mention as per attachment, and you can upload that attachment list in this documents. Okay, same way you have to just whatever as per the applicability, like brand name, model name, capacity, you have to fill it here. And again you have to upload the documents, and again in the events you have to submit the permit. So this is the way you can apply the permits. Is there any questions in it? Yeah, I will share the presentation. Yeah, no worries. But or I will share the recording link. Maybe this recording is not happened. There is something we have started recording, but in between it is stopped. I don't know why it has happened. Maybe I have gone through in between settings or like that because of that. it stopped. But we have already pre-recorded sessions, so I will share the link of that so you can just refer it. Mm. Is there any questions in PPM tasks or CM tasks and permits? Or is there anything I need to repeat it? Rachel, Gulam, Karthik, Cinderella. Is there anything, guys? You can respond. Okay, fine. No worries. So we will close the session. Everything has been covered. If you have any doubt, you can connect with me anytime. You can contact, and please ping in this chat box. Those are the new joiners who don't have CAPM access. Please ping in this Teams so that I can create a new account for them and I will share the credentials. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you very much for your cooperation.